Hey everyone, how's it going? Elliot here again. Today's video, we are going to be checking out a faulty Nintendo Game Boy that my friend Alex bought back from Japan for me. This was 1,500 yen. It's going to be a bit of a mystery because there's actually a sticker covering the screen, so it could be really damaged. Yeah, 1,500 yen is about 15 bucks, which is roughly sort of 11, 12 pounds. Unfortunately, the color has been slightly faded by the sun and there's nothing we can do about that. I have tried in a video before to get the color back on a discolored, colored Game Boy Pocket shell, and unfortunately it wasn't actually possible. It's a little bit different on these DMGs and stuff because what you're actually doing with the chemicals is bleaching the plastic. So when I tried to do it to this one, it sort of just started going like a really light color and it just was, yeah, not very good. Yeah, so without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So I'd absolutely love to go to Japan one day. I don't know if it's anything that's going to be likely in the next sort of year or so, but if I ever do, you better know I'm going to vlog it. Oh, look at that. The screen is actually okay. My God. I was worried because it was hidden behind that little sticker label there that it could not have worked. So I think Alex said that there was a few problems with this, but what I'm going to do is get my phone, hold it up to this, and we'll Google Translate what it's saying is wrong with it. Hard name separation bokeh. Hard name bokeh. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. Remarks. Remarks for those who didn't get in, switch, or the work confirmation is small. Okay, so they haven't done a lot of work to it. One piece or incense is small. That isn't very helpful. The body is tanned now. Okay, that makes sense because that's the discoloration from the sun. The body is tanned now. It is used secondhand and there is outside, inside screen pull meal. Screen pulling meal. The letter is small. I don't know what this is. But I think what we should do is our own testing. I'm at my studio, so I don't have my entire library with me. So this following game is going to be the most accurate test game we can possibly get, which will give us the most accurate results. A multi-cart. For goodness sake, why didn't I come more prepared? Here we go, let's chuck this in the back and turn it on. This thing is actually seriously reliable. Look, I haven't even had to like blow in the pins or anything or get the isopropyl out. Speaker sounds pretty good as well. It's maybe a little bit quiet. We could maybe replace the speaker. Let's just have a look at one that we may know. Mega Mania. Metal Slug X. What? There's a Metal Slug game for the Game Boy? That's not Metal Slug. Why do they get a multi-cart? Here we go, look, Pokemon, that would be a nice one to test. Okay, here we go. Right, because that's Pokemon. Right, apparently this is Mario Mania, but it's clearly just Dr. Mario. And all of the buttons work absolutely fine. So I really don't understand why this has been listed as faulty or anything. What we can also do is test some of the other ports. Here's the little light for the thing, and there we go. That's working too. This right here, there's another one in here, boxed and complete, is a Game Boy Pocket charging like mains adapter, but in a portable little pen sort of form. So we can chuck that into the bottom and turn it on. Okay, and there's not enough power in that thing maybe. Right, okay, we can't check that one. I am really confused. I don't really know why this was sold as faulty. Everything seems to work fine. Maybe I could quickly send this to my friend Alex and he could translate it for us and then we could figure out from there what's actually wrong with it. Okay, so my friend Alex, who actually sent this little thing to me, has just come back with a translation of this text for me, and it basically says it wouldn't turn on at first, so the area around the switch was cleaned, which is good. After confirmation that the device was operational, it seemed as if the volume was a bit quiet. Now, I actually did pick up on that, so we'll probably end up just replacing the speaker on there as well. When used with earphones, can only hear audio from one side. I've got some headphones, so we'll check that in a second. The body is slightly sun-bleached. It is secondhand, so expect the usual scuffs and scratches. So, that's pretty good. This actually means that this thing has got a little bit of work ahead of it. So let's, one thing we need to do is just check if the sound is only coming out from one side. So here is Gattis's headphones. Thanks, Gattis. He doesn't know that I'm using them. Yeah, the sound is actually only coming out of one ear. So I wonder why that is. Very interesting. Okay, so let's give it a clean. We've got the speaker to replace. We've got the power switch to just, you know, sort of secure and make sure that that's going to work every single time, although they seem to have obviously done a pretty good cleaning it. Pretty good job cleaning it. We need to figure out why the sound is only coming out of one side, and then jobs are good. The backs of these things come off really easily. It's just 6 tri-wing screws around the outside of the case. And once you've undone all of those, the back will just come off like that. So inside, we can see that there is absolutely zero corrosion, which is a really, really, really good sign. I'm super happy with the condition of this thing. Alex, honestly, mate, thank you for picking this up for me for so cheap. So there's 3 more Phillips screws that we just need to take off at the bottom. Finally, we have the little bail lock up here. I think it's called a bail lock. I'm not actually sure. Someone can just confirm that for me. You just have to move these little plastic sliders just upwards like that, and the ribbon cable will just come out. Then the motherboard just lifts up with absolutely no problems at all. And then what we can now see is just how good condition this thing is in. A lot of the time with these little rubber contacts, when these get worn down, because basically how these contacts works is there's these little pads over here. I'll show you this one just for ease of reference. There's 2 pads here, and there's a little break in between just separating them, as you can see. And then what this little black piece of rubber does is just bridges the gap between those 2 pads on the motherboard. This is just a little conductive bit of rubber, and then you have a button press. So that permanently pressing on that eventually makes the rubber sort of shiny. But this one is not. This one is about as good condition as it gets. So yeah, really, really, really happy with this. What I think I'm going to do is drop some isopropyl down the hole. Get a little Q-tip in there and give it a nice sort of twist and clean it all up. I'll reflow the solder on that. I'll also put some isopropyl in the power switch and then reflow the solder on that as well. And the only other thing we need to do is just replace the speaker. So let's go ahead and do those 3 things, and hopefully this will be a mint condition Game Boy besides the, you know, sunburn tan as they were calling it. Let's crack on. Right, so I haven't fully put this thing back together. The back isn't screwed in and everything. I managed to find another speaker, and I've removed the actual speaker. I didn't need to unsolder the wires though, unfortunately, so that was a bit of a waste of time. What we're going to do, take our lovely cartridge, which is quite obviously the best cartridge to ever exist. Power switch is now obviously good, although it was pretty much before, but that just ticks off a problem that was in existence. I can hear the volume. I'm not sure if it's any louder or quieter than it was before. So let's just open up Dr. Mario. That seems fine to me. The Game Boy Pocket wasn't exactly ever very loud. Okay, so here is the yellow Game Boy Pocket, which I've just grabbed. It's exactly the same. Yeah, it's absolutely exactly the same. The volume and contrast wheels have just been treated with some isopropyl, so they're going to be very nice and smooth. The sound seems to be absolutely fine. The buttons we didn't need to touch. So now we need to test if the headphones are working. Here we go. So I'll pop that into there. Hey, So I've zoomed the camera out so you can see the headphones. If I cover this one and put it up to the microphone, you should be able to hear it. And if I cover up this one and put this one up, you can also hear it. So that is that problem also now solved. So that is pretty much then going to conclude this video. What a lovely little, okay, well that is pretty much then going to conclude this video. It's quite interesting that this was sold for 1,000, where's the price gone? Oh, here it is, 1,500 yen. That is literally, you know, 12 pounds or something like that. I mean, this one was a good price at like 16 pounds, I think, but that is an absolute, you know, unlikely event to see one of those up for sale on eBay for 16 pounds, because people just swipe these up. You know, they're essentially a currency. They're such a sort of popular collectible, and there's so many people collecting them out there. Their currency equivalent is pretty much £20 to £30 per Game Boy, no matter what it is, if it's the DMG or the Game Boy Color or Game Boy Pocket. Really, really happy with this one for £12, especially because this is a limited edition Hello Kitty model. And granted, it's not in the best condition just because of the discoloration, but besides that, this thing is pretty much as good condition as Game Boy gets. You know, it's really, or at least it was before I bashed it around so many times, but the screen is immaculate. As I said, those button contacts are also, you know, sort of mint condition, and everything else is just unscratched and unscathed, if that's the right word, and I'm really happy with how it looks. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you have enjoyed this video, leave a like, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Let's just see what else on here is an absolute load of malarkey. So let's go on to, if we scroll down, who wants to be a millionaire? There's no way. Who wants to be a millionaire? That's fine. Oh no, Star Wars. That's a good one. Let's try Star Wars. There's no way it cannot be Star Wars because it says Star Wars on there. Start. Here we go. Konami. They made some Star Wars games. It's Contra. It's Contra.